Shalom, shalom. Happy Sabbath. This is a do-over Passover. Matter of fact, today is the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom Lakum. I am Officer Marakat of the Banyan Yasharala and the Mashara Yasharala coming to you with another Sabbath service. Some more lessons to edify the people in the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach Yahushua. But first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh. In the name of his only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushua, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. I'm a leader of FOR Camp, FOR, here in San Diego, California. And it is made up of 4 members: me, Officer Marakai, Soldier Zanakariya, Soldier Nakaraka, Soldier Gabor Gabor. We are here in San Diego, so if y'all see brothers with those names on platforms, just say Shalom. How you doing, brother? All right, if you got any questions, you can ask them. All right. And if there's anything they can't answer, they'll hit me up. They'll let me know, and I'll talk to you. Other than that, pay attention to the bar right here in front. You got precepts. Got the Cash App for your possible free offering, tithes, things like that. And of that such, please pay attention to those things because you got to pay a tithe. It is the law. Now, to not hold the precepts, but tell you about it, tithes or either food, things of the sort like that. If you want to send us perishables, this is a time where things just happen. Hey, feel so free to do so. If you want to send some lambs, some goats, or anything like that, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. You know what I mean? We prefer the things to fold to buy those things that you can't bring over here. So if you don't want to send the goats and perishables and you want to liquidate it, turn it into cash, send that to us. The Cash App is right there. It's the water. All right. Once again, I've changed things up from the not from the beginning, but after a while, we won't be doing our prayers before the topic of discussion. We will be doing after we finish to end off with the prayers and where everybody can go off into their day. You know what I mean? So this is the time where you release everything, everybody. Release all the problems you got and pay attention to the lesson. And Lord willing, you're edified in the spirit. And get your pens and your paper ready and write these precepts down. Why? Because you learn through the precepts. You also learn through the the testimonies of the things that are happening. You learn through the testimonies, yes. But Isaiah 28:9 says, let me go there. Excuse my whistling, y'all. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. So let's go to the milk. You see, weaned. Weaned is like, you're weaning your child off the milk, you're feeding them, right? So let's go to the milk real quick. This is what you will feed a people, all right? Where they can grow strong and be healthy, okay? Make me have to pull the meaning of weaned up. Shouldn't have to do that. Sometimes you got to do that with folks' ages. Man, so this is what you wean the people from. Oh, man, poor baby. What's going on? Y'all, my baby been through some struggles, y'all. Look at her. Look at her. This is a 1611 KJV. You can see the 1611 right there. It's covered in tape. You know what I'm saying? 1611 KJV with the Apocrypha. Okay, but this is the milk. This is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 1. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments, which the Lord your God commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess. Whoever city or country that you're in right now, Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, Panamanians, Guatemalans, Salvadorans, Honduras, people from Honduras, that's in Central America, Brazil, Haitians, Jamaicans, those are people. Scattered people scattered abroad. Um, in the land where thou goest to possess, wherever you are, you're going to keep this, right? This is the milk. This is the milk, right? Let me get First Peter 2:2 real quick. Yeah, precept. Write these precepts down. First Peter 2:2. Write this down. You want to be able to go to somebody. I'm in Second Peter's. No, I'm in First Peter's. This is the book of First Peter, chapter 2, and verse. I'm gonna start at 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice. Malice is, you know, not liking somebody for no reason. That's malice. You don't want that in your house. People just not liking each other for no reason. Like, you don't even got a reason to like them. And all goal and hypocrisy and envies and evil speaking, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye might grow thereby. If so, be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious. Okay, so what's the milk? The sincere milk, because Peter was talking about um as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word of the word. And let me go to the word. This is the sincere milk, Deuteronomy 6:1. Now these are the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which the Lord your God commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land where you go to possess it, right? That thou mightest fear the Lord thy God and keep all his statutes and his commandments which I command thee. Thou, that means you, and thy son, and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that thy days might be prosperous. It's like not prosperous, but prolonged. Hear therefore, O Israel, both Hispanics and Native Indians, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as the Lord God of thy fathers hath promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Those are all your resources around you, milk and honey. Fruit tree, grape trees, things that nourishes the body. So Isaiah 28:9, whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk, which I showed you, laws, statutes, and commandments, and the judgments. So those are the men that should be teaching you, right? And you sisters, those are the sisters that you should be following besides your head. Sisters, if you ain't got a head, you get up under a congregation, under men in the congregation, and the man will set other females for you to follow after. And all right, that sister you want to learn from right there. She cool. So, whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Doctrines of learning. Whom shall he make to understand his learnings? Right? Instead of saying doctrine, I say learnings. Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. And what do you wean? What's the milk for? It's for the child, for you to wean it off it. It nourishes them and it helps them to grow, give them all the right nutrients and for their body that they need. The laws, statutes, and commandments and the judgments gives you the right nutrients and nourishes you in the way that you should go. So the only people that teach you and give you the nourishments of that, or the men you see before you, because those are the men the Most High chose to teach you. Okay? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people. So cool. Now let's stick to the topic at hand. We're going to be going into the book of Numbers. Chapter 11. Start there first. And we're going to read all the way to chapter 13. All right. I'm hope I'm not tripping right now. Tripping. Okay, cool. Chapter 11, chapter 13. Cool. So before I start, remember, man, there's a lot of things going on right now to fight with Russia. You can look into the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38 chapter. You can go and read in the book of Revelations about the mark of the beast, the MOT to the B. You can start reading about that, okay? There's a lot of things going on prophecy-wise that are happening today that you people need to pay attention to. Now, my channel is basically milk, to teach people to milk, all right? Everybody don't need the prophecies off bat because you got to be taught the milk. It's good to know the prophecies and watch them, but you don't say you need the milk. You need to learn how to operate and what to do and how to deal with things. You know what I mean? It's good to watch them, but if you worry about the prophecies all day, that's cool. But you can tell you're not weaned off the milk. You do yourself a disservice. Point, point blank. You do yourself a disservice right there. All right. So this is the book of Numbers, chapter 11 and verse 1. And when the people complained, it pleased the Most High Yahweh. And the Lord heard it, and Yahweh heard it, and his anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burnt among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp. And the people cried unto Moses, the Most High burnt them and consumed them in the camp with a fire. Imagine that happening. And the people cried unto Mashah, and when Mashah prayed unto the Lord, right, to the Most High, the fire was quenched. And he called the name of the place Taberah, because the fire of the Lord burned among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting. And the children of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? So the mixed multitude that was among them were the heathens, right? And what happened? What did they do? They fell a lusting, desiring after things. They fell a lusting, desiring things that they shouldn't be desiring because they're heathens. Heathens do that. And the children of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumber and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. Your soul is your characteristics and how you think, your personality. You know, you can tell by these personalities, just man, they're not being themselves because they're hungry. Okay, so that's what he mean when he said in verse 6, but now our soul is dried away. It's like, man, like this person is his soul is dried away. He's hungry. He's not being himself, right? Um, but our soul is dried away. There was nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. And the manna was a coriander seed, and the color thereof as the color of bdellium. And the people went about, right, and gathered it and ground it in mills or beat it in a mortar and baked it in pans and made cakes of it. And the taste of it was the taste of fresh oil, right? And when the dew fell upon the camps in the night, the manna fell upon it. Then Moses heard the people weep throughout their families, every man in the door of his tent. He said, every man in the door of his tent. Like they heard him. Like the man wasn't at the door of the tent, but every man in the door of his tent. They can hear him. It's like, okay. And the anger of the Most High was kindled greatly. Mashah was displeased. And Mashah said unto the Lord, wherefore has our afflicted slack? And Mashah said unto the angel of the Most High, which is right now who he's talking to, because he's not talking directly to the Most High. This is the angel of the Most High he's talking to. And Mashah said unto the angel of the Most High, wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant? And the angel of the Most High is going to carry that message to the Most High. So ultimately, he's talking to the Most High. Right? And Mashah said unto the Lord, wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant? And wherefore have I not found favor in thy sight, that thou layest the burden of all this people upon me? And I have conceived all this people. Have I begotten them? that thou shouldest say unto me, carry them in thy bosom, as a nursing father beareth the suckling child unto the land which thou swearest unto thy fathers? When should I have flesh to give unto all this people? For they weep unto me, saying, give us flesh that we may eat. I am not able to bear all this people alone, because it is too heavy for me. And if thou deal thus with me, kill me. I pray thee out of hand. Read, right? And if I have found favor in thy sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. How he's acting right now. Masha is just, that's a lot of people, over 600,000 people. And all of them they needed counsel, and there was only one man. But watch what the Most High does. And that's what a lot of people do. They think that the Most High ain't got nobody out here to teach them but Christ. And they read the scriptures like nobody else should be teaching them the Most High, just like he did right here with Masha. He did already. He put the spirit of Masha on other brothers out here to come and teach y'all. Right? But let me fix something up when I said let me see, where was I? In verse 11, and Moses said unto the Lord, wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant? Masha was just talking out loud, but the angel's going to carry the message. And sometimes the Most High is just listening already. It's like his eye is always on the righteous. His eyes are always on the righteous. And he's looking, he's paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Okay, verse 16. And the Lord said unto Masha, gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom thou knowest to be the elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them unto the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with thee. And I will come down and talk with thee there. And I will take of the spirit which is upon thee, right? That spirit that Masha got that the Most High put on them, right? Sorry, I lost my place. Okay, verse 17. And I will come down and talk with thee there, and I will take of the spirit which is upon thee, and will put it upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with thee, that thou bear it not thyself alone. And say thou unto the people, and say thou unto the people, sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, and ye shall eat flesh, for you have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, who shall give us flesh to eat? You cried in the Most High ears, who shall give us flesh to eat? That's what he's saying to them to do. And say unto the people, and say thou unto the people, sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, mean clean yourselves up, right? Separate yourself, right? Verse 19, ye shall not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, neither 10 days, right? But even a whole month until it come out of your nostrils, and it be loathsome unto you, because that ye have despised Yahweh, which is among you, right? And have wept before him, saying, why came we forth out of Egypt? Our people love captivity, man. And you can tell how our people love captivity. They always have an excuse about doing a good thing. They always have an excuse about following leadership. Our people don't want to follow leadership. They don't. Everybody wants to follow themselves. They feel their way is better than everybody else's way because they've lived a long time doing the same wicked shit. Well, hell, so do murderers and killers. They think they're doing the right thing. So do murderers. They feel they're doing the right thing too until they get caught and find out they're doing the wrong thing. But hopefully we get to catch you before the Most High catch you. Right? Verse 21. And Masha said, the people amongst who I am are 600,000 footmen. And thou hast said, I will give them flesh, that they may eat a whole month. Shall the flocks and the herds be slain for them to suffice them, or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to suffice them? And the angel of the Lord said unto Masha, it is Yahweh's hand. So, no, sorry. And the angel of and yeah, and I'm just gonna say, and the Lord hand waxed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, 22. Shall the flocks and the herds be slain for them to suffice them, or shall all the flesh of the sea be gathered together for them to suffice them? Right? And the Lord said unto Mashah, is the Lord's hand waxed short? Basically to say, you don't think the Most High can do it? Is that it? You don't think you can do it? Right? Thou shalt see now whether my words shall come to pass unto thee or not. And Mashah went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tabernacle. So they were not in the temple, not in the yard of the tabernacle, but outside the gate of the tabernacle. Right? Verse 25. And the angel of the Lord came down, and the angel of the Lord came down in a cloud and spake unto him, and took of the spirit that was upon him, and gave it unto the 70 elders. And it came to pass that when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied and did not cease. But there remained two of the men in the camp. The name of the one was Elad, and the name of the other Madad. And the spirit rested upon them, and they were of them that were written, but went not out into the tabernacle, and they prophesied in the camp. And there ran a young man and told Mashah and said, Eldad and Medad do prophesy in the camp. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of Mashah, one of his young men, answered and said, My Lord Moses forbid them. And Moses said unto him, Enviest thou for my sake? Would Yahweh that all the Lord's people were prophets, and that the Lord would put his spirit upon them? And Moses gave him into the camp, he and the elders of Israel. And there went forth a wind from the Lord, and brought quails from the sea, and let them fall by the camp, as it were a day's journey on this side, and as it were a day's journey on the other side round about the camp, and as it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth. And the people stood up all that day and all that night and all the next day, and they gathered the quails. He that gathered least gathered 10 homers, and they spread them all around themselves round about the camp. And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, yet it was chewed, and the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people. And the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. And he called the name of the place Kerbroth Hatava, because there they buried the people that lusted. And the people journeyed from Kerbroth Hatava unto Hazarath, into abode in Hazarath. Kasharah, Debar Yahweh, and Nayashai. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. Somebody. So, what do we learn from that? The Most High hates murmuring. The Most High hates complaining people. He hates when you complain. Instead of just talking about it, don't complain. You know what I mean? He got somebody there that's over you. Don't start complaining. Most High hate a complainer. He doesn't like that. Murmuring, and that's when you start talking about the Lord. But man, the Lord ain't gonna do nothing. As soon as you start doing that, he got you. He gonna get you. Don't mock him. Don't blaspheme his name. Don't do that. Don't mock the Lord. Don't do that. That is, I know a brother that said the Most High. He said he was going to hell. Lord willing, he repented because if not, that's gonna happen. And hell is a condition. The water, hell is a condition, man. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. Woo, that felt good. All right, so let me see. What's that one? So I said this to a lot of people before, how the Most High deals with the man in the family. So you got the man, he's over the wife and the children. The wife is over the children. The man is over he's the head of that family unit, and then you have the Mashiach Yahushai, and then you have the Most High. You got Yahushai and you got the Most High. And then under the Yahushai is us men. And then under the men are the women. And under the women are the what? Children. How does the Most High deal with the man? Because the man has to discipline his whole family. So how does the Most High do? How does the Most High deal with the man? This is Numbers 11 and 11. And Moses said unto the Lord, wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant? And wherefore have I found favor in thy sight, that thou layest the burden of all this people upon me? He starts to deal with the people that are in your household. When your wife start going off and going crazy, and your sons being rebellious, and your daughters being rebellious, that's how he deals with the man when he's not in order. Things just don't work in his household. Okay, they start going off, or he may get hit by a truck, car, get an accident, die. You know what I'm saying? He must have been doing something real wicked, or he don't have to be doing something real wicked. The Most High just wanted him now, and it was his time was up. Okay, so that was that, and all right, cool. So we're gonna start with chapter 12 real quick. Cool. So this is the book of Numbers, chapter 12, verse 1. And Miriam, Aaron spake against Moses. Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses. Let's see why. Because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married. For he had married an Ethiopian woman. Ethiopian women, we know who they are. You know, they're the old Babylonians today. Today they call them Ethiopians and Somalians, but they are the Babylonians. And the Eritreans, Ethiopians, Eritreans, Ethiopians, and Somalians are the same people. They're Babylonian Cushites. Okay, so Aaron and Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because he had married that heathen woman. Yeah. A lot of people use this precept to say, cool, you can marry who you want to. Mm-mm-mm. This does not justify you to marry who you want to. It just tells you who the Most High is. Ain't gonna trip on you for messing with versus who he will trip on you for messing with. Okay? But let's see. Verse 2. And they said, hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Masha? Hath he not spoken also by us? And the Lord heard it. So, who was saying it? I think it probably been Aaron. As the Most High just only spoke by you, man. We know what the Most High is saying. We know what the Most High said. But if once Moses married that Ethiopian woman, if the Most High was dealing with Masha like that, the way he is right now, Don't you think he knew that he was dealing with that Ethiopian woman? And he would have dealt with Masha? But they're not paying attention to that. They're not. Excuse me. Verse 3. Now the man Masha was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. Remember that. And the Lord spake suddenly unto Masha and unto Aaron and unto Miriam, come out ye there, come out ye three, unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. And the Lord came down in a pillar of the clouds, which this was Mashiach Yahushua, and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam. And they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Masha is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him I will speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Wherefore, wherefore, then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Masha? And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. Now, Masha was that head of the camp. He was that head of the camp. That's who he was. Aaron and them were lower than him. Was he a prophet? Was he a prophet? No. He was a servant of the Most High, who he chose to be over the prophets. That's what he chose to do. And so when he said, with him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. Dark speeches are parables, what you would call an expression. People do expressions, and you could just follow the parable to see what they're doing. The Most High wasn't speaking to Masha in parables. He was speaking to him clearly. Nothing was in similitudes or anything like that. It was just clear. Masha understood him. He didn't have to speak between the lines. It was just straightforward. Okay? And now Miriam is leprous. So was Masha doing anything wrong? Does this say our women can go out and date Ethiopian men? Is this what that's saying? I would say this. If you are who your father is, and you as a sister go out and date an Ethiopian and another man from another race, is that child now an Israelite? Or are you going to be like, well, I'm an Israelite, my baby's half an Israelite? Nah, it don't work like that. Now with the Most High, it just don't work like that. You are who your father is. So with that being said, if you went out to another race, that kid is a part of their heritage now. You just let the man use your field to plant his seed to help out his nation. And whose congregation that you don't want to be a part of when you do that around here? GOCC. You don't want to. They allow those interracial marriages. What's this? This is Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. And it reads, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their poll. Their fathers, right? Let's go to the beginning. Let's go to the beginning of the scriptures too. Let's go to Genesis. Let's just get an understanding. All right. Let's get more understanding from Genesis, the beginning. Okay, this is Genesis chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 10. I start at 9, just to go into a little more context with it. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And Yahweh saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind. Did he call it after her kind or his kind? This is not saying that these were the people being created at that time, but he's calling the tree a he. Okay? Yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself. Right? So if that tree has seeds and he plants that seed in that fertile crescent, which is that woman, what comes out? His fruit. So a woman can't go over there and create her fruit in a man. Only a man can create his fruit in a woman that comes out. So no matter who that woman is that man's seed. You are who your father is. Okay, let me keep going, just for edification's sake. Verse 12. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind. Again, in 11 it said his kind, and 12 is saying his kind. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind, again his. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. He's referencing a tree as a male because it has its own seed, right? Cool. Which is why another reason why it's called Mother Earth, because the man's on top of the earth, right? Planting his seed and coming his. Now let me get another. Let's go to the book of Psalms, real quick. Just precept upon precept, right? The book of Psalms, chapter 1. And we're going to start at verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night. And he shall be a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whithersoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like a shaft which the wind driveth away. Look, ungodly don't go out there in those street corners and planting seeds out in people. Planting seeds, not as literal fruit, but this fruit is understanding in people to get them to understand these doctrines. The ungodly are not so. They are not set by. So when I read this right here, to get you to understand what I was talking about in the book of Numbers, that a woman can't go up there and make herself and somebody. Only a man can. So if women think that they can just go out there and marry who they want to, which GOCC does, she's messing up. GOCC is teaching y'all a doctrine that's going to get you put into hell. It's like it's an oxymoron. Doesn't make sense. Most High doesn't allow that. Y'all gotta play your part. Okay? All right, this is Numbers chapter 12 and verse 9. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. But what's foolishly? What did he say? Because he said in verse 11, and Aaron said unto Moshe, which is Moses, at last, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not, lay not, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly. Let's find out what's foolish. The book of First Samuel, book of First Samuel, chapter 13 and verse 13. And Samuel said to Saul, thou hast done foolishly. Thou hast not kept the commandments of the Lord thy God, which he commanded thee. For now would the Lord have established thy kingdom upon Israel forever. Saul was a Benjamite, but foolishly was not keeping the commandments of the Most High, of not trying to rise yourself over your head of your camp. You can't do that. The Most High gonna deal with you. You gotta stay in order. And so that he did that with Aaron, because he wasn't in order. Aaron and his wife tried to rise up over him. And the Most High did them bad. He did his wife like that. Right? Verse 12, Numbers 12, verse 12. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Mashai cried unto the Lord, saying, heal her now, O God, O power. God means power. I beseech thee. And the Lord said unto Mashai, if her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from this camp 7 days. And after that, let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days. And the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward, the people removed from Hezroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. Hey, man, can't be doing it. Can't be going. Can't be doing that, buddies. All right, can't be acting like that. Once I ain't playing. You ain't about to exalt yourself over who he put out there. That's who he put out there to rule over the camp. What do you like? That's basically you're questioning his judgment. I talk to him. I deal with him. I don't deal with you. I'm dealing with him. He's the one bringing it out. He's the one teaching you, doing everything they're supposed to do. Man, why you raising up? Man, take that from me. And that's how the Most High does it. That's how he does it. All right? Ka Shara, the Bar Yahweh, Anaya Shai Shemai. What they Yahweh said, what we doing here. Hey, for real, for real. Mm, mm, mm. Here we go. The book of Numbers, chapter 13, verse 1. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Mashah, saying, send out men, that they may search the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Israel. Of every tribe of their fathers shall ye send a man, every one a ruler among them. And Mashah, by the commandment of the Lord, sent them from the wilderness of Paran. All those men were all those men were heads of the children of Israel. And there were the names of the tribe of Reuben, Shammua, the son of Zachar; of the tribe of Simeon, Shaphat, the son of Harah; of the tribe of Judah, Caleb, the son of Zephaniah; of the tribe of Issachar, Egal, the son of Joseph; of the tribe of Ephraim, O'Shea, the son of Nun; of the tribe of Benjamin, Palti, the son of Rapha; of the tribe of Zebulun, Gidiel, the son of Sadi; of the tribe of Joseph, namely of the tribe of Manasseh, Gadi, the son of Sushi; of the tribe of Dan, Emil, the son of Gimeali; of the tribe of Asher, Sethur, the son of Michael; of the tribe of Naphtali, Nachbi, the son of Vasi, of the tribe of Gad, Gavel, the son of Makah. These are the names of the men which Moses sent to spy out the land. And Mashah called O'Shea, the son of Nun, Joshua, right? And Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan and said unto them, get you up this way southward and go up into the mountain, right? And see the land, what it is, and the people that dwell therein, whether they be strong or weak, few or many, and what the land is that they dwell in, whether it be good or bad, and what cities they be that they dwell in, whether in tents or in strongholds. Okay, so these are the captains over the people. So, Mashah's going to send them over to check out the land the Most High going to give them. If there's people over there, the Most High going to give them the land. What do you think the Most High about to do? Most High about to slay him. He don't want them there no more. They wicked and evil. Man, you start hearing about the stuff they did in that land. Most High about to spew them out. A lot of other people, the Most High didn't deal with them just yet. You know what I mean? But they was on their way of getting taken out of there. All right, here we go. Verse 20. No, verse 21. So they went up and searched the land from the wilderness of Zin unto Rahab, as the men come to Hamath. And they ascended by the south and came to Hebron, where Amem, Shisha, Shisha, and Talmai, and children of Anak were. Now Hebron was built 7 years before Zon in Egypt, and they came unto the brook of Eshcol, and cut down from thence a branch, where the one cluster of grape, and they bare it between two upon a staff, and they bought it of the pomegranates and of the figs. Look how big them fruits was. They was big. Hey, that's milk. That's that milk and honey. Right now, we can just grab a cluster and put it in our hand. Back then, that cluster of grape had to be put on a stick bed between two people on their shoulders. That's how big those grapes used to be. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Imagine how big we used to be. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because if the food shrink in size, imagine how we shrink in size. Booyah. All right. Verse 24, the place was called the brook Eshcol, because the clusters of grapes which the children of Israel cut down from thence, and they returned from searching of the land after 40 days. And they went and came to Mashah and said, Aaron, and to all the congregation of the children of Israel unto the wilderness of Paran, to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them and unto all the congregation, and shewed them the fruit of the land. And they told him and said, we came unto the land whither thou sentest us, and surely it floweth with milk and honey. So now y'all know what the milk and honey is. Milk and honey is the fruit in the land and the resources of the land. That's the land of milk and honey. All right? And this is the fruit of it, showing the clusters of grapes they showed him. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak there, and the Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. And Caleb stilled the people before Mashah and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. Caleb said, still. Caleb stilled the people before Mashah and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. But the men that went up with him said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. They didn't even have intestinal strength, and you got the most high with you. Are you stupid, slow, or retarded? This man. For we are able, Caleb's like, for we are able to overcome it. But the men didn't feel the same way. But the men that went up with them said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched, bringing up an evil name, an evil report. A lot of people do that in Israel. Okay, cool. Verse 32. And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land through which we have gone to search it, it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof, and all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which came out of the giants, which came of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so were and so we were in their sight. Wow. Let me go somewhere real quick. Remember 13 verse 31 was slander. It really was. Let me try to go to um, let me go over here. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20, verse 1. Then goest hold on. When thou goest out to battle against thine enemies, and seest horses and chariots and people more than thou, be not afraid of them, for the Lord thy God is with thee, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be, when ye are come nigh unto the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people, and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, you approach this day into battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, fear not, and do not tremble. Neither be ye terrified because of them. For the Lord your God, he goeth before you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. And the officer shall speak unto the people, saying, What man is there that hath not built a house, and not have dedicated it? Let him go, return to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man dedicate. And what man is he that hath planted a vineyard, and have not yet eaten of it? Let him also go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man eat of it. And what man is there that hath betrothed a wife, and have not taken her? Let him go and return unto his house, lest he die in battle, and another man take. And the officer shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, What man is there is a fearful and faint hearted? Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brethren heart faint, as well as his heart. And it shall be, when the officers have made end of speaking unto the people, that they shall make captains of the armies to lead the people. When thou comest nigh unto the city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it. And it shall be, if it make thee answer of peace, and open unto thee, then it shall be that the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee. Huh. So if you afraid and somebody's trying to, hey bro, don't you got a vineyard? You walking over, they trying to get you to leave because they don't want your fear to rub off on everybody else. Trying to get you to go home because, bro, we don't need you there. It's going to cause everybody to die. All right. So with that, we're going to go over here to Wisdom of Solomon. All right. Chapter 4. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 1. But we're going to take a 10 and we'll be right back. So this is the Book of Wisdom of Solomon. Like I said, I was muted before, and I didn't know that. But the 1611 has the Book of Wisdom of Solomon in it. It's the Apocrypha. You need Apocrypha. All right. You can either buy the 1611 KJV, all right, with the Apocrypha, or you can just buy the Apocrypha without the Bible. You can get a Bible with the Apocrypha and an extra Apocrypha to show people the books that wasn't put in there, show the books that they're missing. And then what you do is you tune in on days, ask questions, and um, we will. I think I'm gonna have a question. So I've been having a lot of people asking me, stuff to talk. They want to talk about some stuff. So I'll probably put out there um Q&A show where you know I invite people on to chop it up about certain things and certain topics and stuff. It'll probably be fun. Probably be something new that I can do just to make it fun for brothers on the camp as well. Um, but yeah, and I get with people on that where we just ask questions and go live and then see what people got to say and go through the scriptures and answer questions and stuff like that. It'll probably be fun. It'll probably be fun. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this is the Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, and verse 1. Better it is to have no children and have virtue. Again, better it is to have no children and have virtue, have power, right? You can move how you want to move, right? For the memorial thereof is immortal, because it is known with Yahweh and with men. When it is present, men take example at it, and when it is gone, they desire it, and weareth a crown and triumph forever, having gotten the victory, striving for undefiled rewards. But the multiplying brood of the ungodly shall not thrive, nor take deep rooting from bastard slips, nor lay any fast foundation. For though they flourish in branches for a time, yet standing not fast, they shall be shaken with the winds, and through the force of winds they shall be rooted out. I'm going to read that again, give you an understanding. All right. This Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 1. Better is to have no children and to have virtue, for the memorial thereof is immortal. The memory is immortal forever, right? Because it is known with God and with men. They understand what went on, right? What you've done. When it is present, men take example of it. Men take example at it. And when it is gone, they desire it. It weareth a crown and triumph forever, having gotten the victories, striving for undefiled rewards. But the multiplying brood of the ungodly shall not thrive, nor take deep rooting from bastard lips, nor lay any fast foundation. Verse 4. For though they flourish in branches for a time, yet standing not fast, they shall be shaken with the winds, and through the force of winds they shall be rooted out. Pay attention. The unperfect branches shall be broken off, their fruit unprofitable, not ripe to eat, yea, meat for nothing. For children begotten of unlawful beds are witness of wickedness against their parents and their trial. What is an unlawful bed? Say you had a baby with a man, but you was married. You're a woman, right? That is an unlawful bed. Being married to a man and had his baby. A man sleeping with a woman that's married, that's an unlawful bed. And he gets her pregnant. That baby ain't gonna live too long. Most High gonna kill that baby. You gotta understand that there's a such thing as an unlawful bed. And you having a child through an unlawful bed. All right. And you got to hear this. Don't run from this. Don't run. Find out if you have a child the Most High is about to get put to death. All right. That's why there's such thing as repentance and not doing it over again. Some of y'all in marriages that ain't a real marriage. It's not. And you need to do it the way the Most High tells you to do it. Some of y'all married to a woman according to what the white man says is marriage, and it's not. The Most High didn't bring y'all together. White man did. Y'all came together on the white man's rules on how he say things should be, not the Most High. That's the thing, because you got to agree on this. You can't agree on some of it, a couple of it. You got to agree with the whole thing. Eat the whole roll. Just is what it is. Some of y'all ain't got a real marriage. You think you're married, but you're not. Not according to the Most High, but according to the society, you're married, not the Most High. All right? All right, verse 6. For children begotten of unlawful beds are witnesses of wicked, for children begotten of unlawful beds are witnesses of wickedness against their parents in their trial. And in their trial is, you know, in their life on how they're going shows you that they're wickedness of their parents. And they haven't been taught anything. So if you got kids around that's doing something, probably they parents are in an unlawful marriage. And they've been in an unlawful bed. Maybe that your mom and dad, your mom used to belong to another man that your dad took away from that man. Your dad stole that man's wife. That's an unlawful bed. She was cheating on her husband with your daddy and got with your mama and had you. Maybe you're an unlawful child. And you need to repent. I understand. Hey, that's waking a lot of y'all up right now. Y'all woke. Y'all like, dang, am I an unlawful child? Makes you think, huh? Hmm. 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 Hey, the Most High is a beautiful man. It's nothing good but one. He be doing it, man. Let me see. Verse 7. But though the righteous be prevented with death, yet shall he be in rest. For honorable age is not that which standeth in length of time, nor that is measured by number of years, but wisdom is the gray hair unto men, and an unspotted life is old age. So, again, but though the righteous be prevented with death, they I'm not going to do nothing so I don't want to die. I don't want to be put to death, prevented with death. Okay? Yet shall he be in rest. For honorable age is not that which standeth in length of time. Not that he lived to a long time and he's healthy. Nah, you see those guys on videos doing pull-ups and this old dude, they look like the man, this man is he's 67 and still getting y'all, man. He had a good life. No. For honorable age is not that which standeth in length of time, nor that is measured by number of years. But wisdom is the gray hair unto men, and an unspotted life is old age. He pleased Yahweh and was beloved of him, so that living amongst sinners, he was translated. Yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit begall his soul. For the bewitching of naughtiness doeth obscure things that are honest, and the wondering of concupiscence doeth undermine the simple-minded. Does anybody remember what concupiscence is? Evil concupiscence. Oh, I know you remember, Zana. It's not going to think it. I know you remember. You I think you looked up that word last week.
Something like that. Concupiscence. Concupiscence. Concupiscence is a wicked and evil desire. When you have people that touch little girls, to give you an example, they have this uncontrollable desire. They just want a little girl. They have this uncontrollable desire, lustful desire. It's just uncontrollable. And you got those women that they have a fatal attraction. That's a concupiscence. The fatal attraction, uncontrollable desire to have that person that they will murder him if they're not with him. That's concupiscence. But then, let's not lose sight of this right here. Verse 10, he pleased Yahweh and was beloved of him, so that living amongst sinners, he was translated. He was taken away. Right? Yea, speedily was he taken away. Why was he speedily taken away? Lest that wickedness should alter his understanding. The Most High loved him just the way he was. Just, I don't want him to change. I'm taking him now. Okay? Yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit begall his soul. Right? So not necessarily everybody that is killed or murdered or they die is taken away because they done something bad. The Most High just felt he just wanted them right there. He loved them just the way they was, and he didn't want them to change. He didn't want them to change at all. He wanted them to be just who they was. And the Most High felt that somebody's gonna come along and change. He's like, nah, hey, I want him. Get him over here. I like him just the way he is. That's it. So the Most High took him. All right. Why? Why did the Most High take him? Verse 14. For his soul, his mind, the way he was, pleased the Lord. Therefore hasted he to take him away from among the wicked. This the people saw and understood it not. Neither laid they up in this, and neither laid they up this in their minds, that his grace and mercies is with his saints. Again, that his grace and his mercies is with his saints. The grace is getting something you don't deserve. Mercy is not getting something you do deserve. So you asking for mercy because you know you deserve death. So you asking the Most High for mercy because you know you deserve death. And you asking for grace to get your together so you don't get death. Okay? Verse 15. This the people saw and understood it not. Neither laid they up this in their minds, that his grace and mercies is with his saints, and that he hath respect unto his chosen. Thus the righteous that is dead shall condemn the ungodly which are living, and youth that is soon perfected, the many years and old age of the unrighteous, for they shall see the end of the wise, and shall not understand what God in his counsel hath decreed of him, and what end of the Lord hath set him to safety. Verse 17 again, for they shall see the end of the wise, and shall not understand what God in his counsel hath decreed of him, and to what end the Lord hath set him in safety. You're not going to understand why the Most High took him. People be like, they don't know why the Most High took him. They don't. They just be sitting there crying. The Most High just loved him how he was, and he didn't want him to be tricked or nothing. He didn't want nobody to touch him. He loved him who he is. That's probably his elect he took. That's probably why. Most High loved him just like that. And he didn't want nothing, nobody altering his understanding or nothing. Okay? Verse 16. Thus the righteous that is dead shall condemn the ungodly which are living, and youth that is soon perfected, the many years and old age of the unrighteous. For they shall see the end of the wise, and shall not understand what God in his counsel have decreed of him, and what end the Lord hath set him in safety. They shall see him and despise him, but God shall laugh them to scorn, and they shall hereafter be a foul carcass, and a reproach among the dead forevermore. For he shall rend them and cast them down headlong, that they shall be speechless, and he shall make them from the foundation, and they shall be utterly laid waste and be in sorrow, and their memorial shall perish. And when they cast up the accounts of their sins, like things that they've done, they shall come with fear, and their own iniquity shall convince them to their face. They're gonna start thinking of the stuff that they did. Like, man, I did that. Hey, if you believe that the Most High said, I'm gonna say, if you repent, that your sins will be nailed to the cross of your burdens and stuff like that, and be wiped away, leave it alone. Just do what you're supposed to do. Fellas, lead the congregation, stay in order, keep reading, keep learning, keep doing what you're supposed to do. Men, women, listen to your own husbands like unto the Lord. Reverence that man. Bow to him. Love him. Don't talk back to him. Be his peace. If you ain't never been a man's peace before, right now is the time to be peace, because you help that man get into heaven. And ladies, I will say this now: you don't need a man to get the kingdom. Now, from what I've read, you don't. But Judges 5 and 11 said this is for rehearse. You are to rehearse the righteous acts. So, women, how can you rehearse the righteous acts with no man? You're just going to be rehearsing them to yourself. How are you going to tell people that you are very obedient and you are very submissive and you know how to subject yourself to a man without a man? That's crazy. Do you have a mannequin in your closet that you submit to every night to practice with? That doesn't count. Just saying. That will be asinine, ridiculous, ridiculousness. Okay, now we go into chapter 5. In this chapter, we're going to be going over the wicked shall wonder at the ungodly. No, the wicked shall wonder at the godly and confess their error and the vanity of their lives. God will reward the just, and war against the wicked. God will reward the just and war against the wicked. I talked to a brother earlier today, and it's a correct brother that knows he's an Israelite, but he's a Muslim. I'm gonna talk to him today too. His doctrine is crazy. He's like, man, I forgot to tell you that I was a Muslim. So I'm ready to edify that brother in the spirit of Yahweh and see what he has up here and why he's following idolatry and he wants to kiss a rock. So we're gonna find that out today. Lord willing, through I edify him in the spirit of the Most High. All right. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. So fear beyond all that they looked for, and they repenting, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. And a proverb is an expression of correction. They be expressing, they can say some stuff between the lines to express the reproof of us and the banks and things like that. They do those things. You know what I mean? So who are those men that are standing in great boldness? It's us. We're out here on these corners, these highways and byways, and great boldness. In the face of such that have made no accounts of our labor. They don't give us no props for what we've done. They don't do none of that, man. They don't do nothing for us. They just say these stupid niggas. That's all they do, man. That's what they do. Verse 4. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh? and his lot is among the saints. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We weird ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. And that's what our people are going to be saying. Our people too. The heathen as well. That's what they're going to be saying to themselves. Just what I read right now, that's what they're saying. Like, you brothers and sisters that are keeping the law, and you got your family that riding you like that. That's what they're saying. It's like, how she talk like she's saved, man. She got so much in her, man. She just he or she is just so sure of themselves if they do this that they get in the kingdom. And the Most High love that you'll pick yourself back up and keep going. And that's the good part, to pick yourself back up and keep going. Pick yourself back up and keep going. Make the best version of yourself in this truth. That's what you do. Make the best version of yourself in this truth. The best version of an Israelite that you can ever be. You be the best you can ever be. Your sister, be a Sarah. Be like Sarah, the best you can be. Read First Peter's and see how Sarah was. First Peter's chapter 3. Read sisters and see how Sarah was. And you brothers, be like Christ. Be like Christ, man. Keep doing the work. Verse 8. What hath pride profited us? Or what good hath riches with our vaunting bought us? Your money. You think your money, the Most High said he'll make a man more precious than gold. If the Most High make a man more precious than gold, does money make you a godly man? No, it does not. And this means you know how to be diligent to make money. Still don't make you a man of the Lord. Most of the men of the Lord are just average men that most women wouldn't deal with. Just, you know what I'm saying? They just wouldn't. Verse 9. All those things are passed away. I'm sorry, 8. What hath pride profited us, or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? All those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hasteth by, and as a ship that passeth over the waves of the water, which when it is gone by, the trace thereof cannot be found, neither the pathway of the Nile in the waves. Or as when a bird hath flown through the air, there is no token of her way to be found. But the light air being beaten with the stroke of her wings, and parted with the violent noise and motion of them, is past thorough. And therein afterwards no sign where she went is to be found. I gotta read that again for y'all, man. Y'all visualize me reading this in y'all head. That's what I want y'all to do. Visualize this. I'm sorry, 8. What hath pride profited us? Or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? All those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hasted by. Right? And as a ship that passeth over the waves of the water. It just keeps going. Which when it is gone by, the trace thereof cannot be found. It can't be found. It's gone. Right? Neither the pathway of the Nile in the waves. Or as when a bird hath flown through the air, there is no token of her way to be found. But the light air being beaten with the stroke of her wings, and parted with the violent noise and motion of them, is passed thorough, and therein afterwards no sign where she went is to be found. What point is your pride? Is this getting it? What is the point of your pride? It's not going to be here afterwards if you die. Why are you in your pride? You've accomplished so much to think that you can do the things that you do today. You can do it today. Nobody's going to remember it tomorrow. If you gone, stop that. What is the vaunting of your money going to get you? Nothing. The Most High is going to make you more precious than gold. Why you want to vaunt to people how much you making what you got? it makes no profit at all. Right? Let's go back to 12, verse 12. Or like when as an arrow is shot at a mark, it pattereth the air, which it immediately cometh together again, so that a man cannot know where it went through. You don't see like on video games when you throw the ball or you hit a home run on a baseball game and you see the streaks and stuff like that. No, that's a video game. This is real life. That ain't happening. Even so, we in like manner, as soon as we were born, began to draw to our end, and had no sign of virtue to shew, but were consumed in our own wickedness. We have no way to show what we did yesterday like that. We have no way of knowing, but to just be righteous and stop doing those things. We ain't got no rewind button watching us all day long. Like, I did this yesterday. Dang, I can't do that. You just got to take heed to yourself. That's the only way you're going to know is take heed to yourself. You got to pay attention to yourself. You know what I mean? Verse 14, for the hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind, like the thin forth that is driven away with the storm, right? Like as, I'm going to start 14 again. For the hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind, like a thin forth froth that is driven away with the storm. Like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with the tempest, the destruction. That's what he's talking about, the tempest, the destruction. And passeth away as the remembrance of a guest that tarrieth but a day. You forget everything that you said, really, unless it's really important, it's gone. Right? Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand, which with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. He shall take to him his jealousy for coplet armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate, and true judgment instead of the helmet. He shall take holiness for an inconceivable shield. His sever, well, yeah, his sever wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to the mark. So let me go somewhere for y'all, so y'all can understand that when this stuff happens, it's the angels. Okay, I got that. Get this to precept it up. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 104, and verse. No, I'm not going to start here first. I'm going to start here at Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. When their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So when it was talking about this in Wisdom of Solomon 5, it was talking about the shield of armor, right? In verse 21, then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they flee to the mark. This is Psalms chapter 104, verse 4. Who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flame and fire. Those are spirits going to be throwing them, those angels going to be throwing those bolts at you. Just like he's telling you in Ecclesiasticus Chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sword strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire, hail, and famine. These stores about to be a famine. This angel calls it all of that. And death. And these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. You gotta know who the Most High army is. The Most High got armies on earth. Bees, flies, all those. So those is his army too. So when it says Wisdom of Solomon 5:22, then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds as from the well-drawn bow shall they fly to the mark. The fly to the mark means right where you are, like it's aimed directly at you to the mark where you are, it's going to hit you. Then shall right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to the mark. It's going to hit you. Pow! It was meant to get you. Verse 22, hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of the stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the floods shall cruelly drown them. Yea, mighty wind shall stand up against them, and like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. Those are angels doing it. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 1. Hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand, learn ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. Give ear, you that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations. For power is given you of the Lord, and sovereignty from the highest. Who shall try your works and search out your counsels? Because being ministers of his kingdom, you have not judged aright, nor kept the law, nor walked after the counsels of Yahweh. Horribly, horribly and speedily shall he come upon you, for a sharp judgment shall be to them that be in high places. For mercy will soon pardon the meanest, but mighty men shall be mightily tormented. For he which is Lord over all shall fear no man's persons, neither shall he stand in awe for any man's greatness. For he hath made the small and great and careth for all alike. Most High ain't gonna be at all about you. I just love, he created you. That's it. He's no respecter of person. He respects Israel as a whole, but individual person, man, he's gonna judge you righteously. Nobody judges righteously the Most High. You're just gonna have to accept of that. Verse 8. But a sore trial shall come upon the mighty. Unto you, therefore, O kings, do I speak, that ye may learn wisdom and not fall away. Again, unto you, therefore, O kings, talking to the men of the Lord, O kings, do I speak, that ye may learn wisdom and not fall away. For they that keep holiness holy shall be judged holy, and they that have learned such things shall find what to answer. So for they that keep holiness holy, those they that keep separate things separate, like this truth from people that don't deserve it, or these feast days that people that don't need to be in these feast days, keep it. You know what I'm saying? And they that have learned such things shall find what to answer. Like when you read, you find like the thunderbolt's going to hit the mark. Now you know how to speak to people and tell them what's going to happen. All right. Verse 11. Wherefore set your affections upon my words, desire them, and ye shall be instructed. Wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. Yea, she is easily seen of them that love her. and found of such as seek her. See, wisdom is glorious and never fade away. Your wisdom always stays there. You know what I mean? Yea, she is easily seen of them that love her. The person that talks to you can understand that you love wisdom because they hear it from you, they see it on you, and they love that. People attracted to brothers with wisdom, they love that. Yea, she is easily seen of them that love her, and found of such as seek her. She preventeth them that desire her, and making herself first known unto them. Whoso seeketh her early shall have no great travail, for he shall find her sitting at his door. To think therefore upon her is perfection of wisdom, and whoso watcheth for her shall quickly be without care. For she goeth about seeking such as are worthy of her, sheweth herself favorably unto them in the way, and meeteth them in every thought. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love. And love, again, and the care of discipline is love. And love is the keeping of her laws. And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. And incorruption maketh us near unto Yahweh. Therefore, desire of the wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. The desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom of you knowing the laws. That's how it's going to get you there. Is wisdom, understanding. You got to, wisdom. You got to want her. You know what I'm saying? Got to want her. If your delight be them, it's like, if your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom that ye may reign forevermore. As for wisdom, what she is and how she came up, I will tell you, and will not hide my mysteries from you, but will seek her out from the beginning of her nativity, and bring knowledge of her unto light, and will not pass over the truth. Neither will I go with neither will I go with consuming envy, for such a man shall have no fellowship with wisdom. But the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world, and a wise king is the upholding of the people. Receive therefore instructions through my words. Receive therefore instructions through my words, and it shall do you good. All right, y'all. We're gonna go over to Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, the next book. We're going to start at chapter 46, but like we do all the time, give us 10 minutes and we'll be right back. Shalom. All right. So now we're in the Apocrypha, last book of the Sabbath service. We're going to bring y'all this live and direct. Yeah. All right, so let's turn to Ecclesiasticus chapter 46 and verse 1. Now this you see, you think it's an I, but it's not. The J. This is an old book. And the eyes, some of the eyes you see, like when you look at Ecclesiasticus chapter 45, verse 25, when it says, according to the covenant made with David, son of Jesse, the tribe of Judah, looks like an I, but it's a J. Okay? It's not Ida, it's Judah. So this I right here is a J, because it's going to say Jesus, the son of Nave, was valiant in war. So when you go to the beginning of Ecclesiasticus, not one, not chapter 1, but to the, I think it's it's called the prologue, a prologue made by an uncertain author. Wisdom of Jesus, the son of Sirach of Ecclesiasticus. Read the prologue by an uncertain author, and then you got the prologue of the wisdom of Hamashiach Yahushua, right? No, I'm sorry. The prologue of the wisdom of Jesus, the son of Sirach. So like I said, you're going to this is not him. So used to saying it. So, but yeah. All right, so now we're going to start at 46, chapter 40. Ecclesiastes chapter 46 in the Apocrypha. Jesus, son of Nave, was valiant in the wars and was the successor of Masha in prophecies. So now it's talking about who? Let's see. Who, according to his name, was made great for the saving of the elect of Yahweh, and taking vengeance of the enemies that rose up against them, that he might set Israel in their inheritance. Has to be talking about Mashiach Yahweh. Right? Verse 2. How great glory gave he when he did lift up his hands and stretched out his sword against the cities. Who before him so stood to it? For the Lord himself brought his enemies unto him. Did not the sun go back by his means, and was not one day as long as two? He called up the Most High Yahweh when the enemies pressed upon him on every side, and the great Lord heard him. And with hailstones of mighty power he made the battle to fall violently upon the nations. The nations, that's heathens, upon the heathens. Heathen means nation, people. No, heathen means dogs, nation, or people. What else in that? There's something else I was thinking. Heathen, nation, or people. Gentile. The Gentiles. Gentile means heathen, nation, or people. Okay? Verse 6, and wrath hailstones of mighty power he made the battle to fall violently upon the nations. These are the Gentiles. And in the descent of the Bethlehem he destroyed them that rested, that the nations might know all their strength, because he fought in the sight of the Lord, and he followed the mighty one. In the time of Moses also he did a work of mercy. He and Caleb, the son, stood the congregation, withheld slack. Verse 10. In the time of Masha also, he did a work of mercy. He and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, in that they withstood the congregation and withheld the people from sin and appeased the wicked murmurings. Verse 7. In the time of Masha also, he did a work of mercy. He and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, in that they withstood the congregation and withheld the people for sin from sin, and appease the wicked murmuring. And of 600,000 people on foot, they too were preserved to bring them into the heritage, even unto the land that flows with milk and honey. The Lord gave strength also unto Caleb, which remained with him until his old age, so that he entered upon the high places of the land, and his seed obtained it from inheritance, that all the children of Israel might see it is good to follow the Lord. So Caleb got a power. The Lord gave strength also unto Caleb, which remained with him until his old age, so that he entered upon the high places of the land. He was able to go up there, and his seed obtained it for inheritance, that all the children of Israel might see that it is good to follow the Lord. And concerning the judges, every one by name, whose heart went not a whoring. That means went after idolatry, into Christianity and stuff like that. That's idolatry. Christianity is worship of the white. That's all that is. Nor departed from the Lord, let their memory be blessed. Let their bones flourish out of their place, and let the name of them that were honored be continued upon their children. 13. Samuel the prophet of the Lord, beloved of his Lord, established a kingdom and anointed princes over his people. By the law of the Lord he judged the congregation, and the Lord had respect unto Jacob. By his faithfulness he was found a true prophet, and by his word he was known to the faithful in vision. He called upon the mighty Lord when his enemies pressed upon him on every side, when he offered the sucking lamb. And the Lord thundered from heaven, and with a great noise made his voice to be heard. And he destroyed the rulers of the Tyrians and all the princes of the Philistines. And before his long sleep, he made protestations in the sight of the Lord and his anointed. I have not taken any man's goods, so such as a shoe, and no man did accuse him. And after his death, he prophesied and shewed the king his end, and lifted up his voice from the earth in prophecies to blot out the wickedness of the people. Well, it's a good thing to pay attention to what's going on. I mean, sit down lessons and the things that I do, and it's good to take notes of with the precepts and then go back over the lesson, reading it yourself based off of what I said and what you see. And you put everything together and ask questions and hit me up where you can get these questions answered. You know what I mean? So it'll be a good thing. And with that, we're gonna end this Sabbath service with prayers. So give us 5 minutes to set up, and we're gonna start these prayers. Okay? Give me 5 minutes.
All right. How you supposed to- Yeah, I know you can hear all that shit. Oh, and Mike. All right, y'all. I'm gonna do the Hebrew, the Spanish, everything. All right. This is the Abinah prayer found in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9 to 13. And it reads, Abinah, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakah, Daba'ah, Ratzak, Haya, Isha, Razak, Kahaya, Hashemayim, now, come, call your one, Wasalakino, Kawakino, 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 Tabianao, Benasayon, Abo, Awashai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Mashiach.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino. Haga su voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestras ofensas como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. No nos dejes caer en la tentación y librarnos. Amén.
Our Father, in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. Kingdom come, thy will be done, here on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us today, our daily bread. Forgive us our debt, we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Hashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, Amen.
All right, the Hebrew, the prayers, these are called the Abinah prayers of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9 to 13. I read the Abinah prayer in the Hebrew, the car, soldier in the car, read it in Spanish, and then the soldiers in the Korea, read it in English. The Asherah. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house. They will still be praising thee. Selah. Happy is that people that is in such a case. Yea, happy is that people who Alahai is Yahweh. Will extol thee, Mahalahaya, O King. And I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is Yahweh, great to be praised. And his greatness and searches. One generation shall praise thy work to another, shall declare thy mighty acts. I will speak of the glorious honor of thy majesty and of thy wondrous works. And men shall speak of the might of thy terrible acts, and I will declare thy greatness. They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness, and shall sing of thy righteousness. Yahweh is gracious, full of compassion, slow to anger, and of great mercy. Yahweh is good to all, and his tender mercies over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Yahweh, and thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom, and talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts, and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. Yahweh upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. Bow down. The eyes of all wait upon thee, thou givest them their meat in due season. Thou openest thy hand and satisfiest the desire of every living,
Yahweh is righteous in all his ways, holy in all his works. Yahweh is nigh unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry, and will save them. Yahweh preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will be destroyed. My mouth shall speak with the praises of Yahweh, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. But we will bless the Yahweh from this time forth and forevermore. Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hashem,
Hashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Mashiach,
Mashiach. The first three prayers of Amada, TORAH, 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 Yahweh, Allah Yahweh, Yah, Abraham, Abahaya, Zakat, Abahaya, Allah, Shaya, Allah, Ayun, Kamal, Kasariyam, Rat, Yahweh, Magan, Barahab, TORAH, Yahweh, Abawar, Abalam, Yahweh, Makaya, Wamaya, Tawha, Laka, Malak, Abalam, Maya, Umakiya, Barak, Yahweh, Makaya, Matayim, for the worship, Shem Yahweh, for the Yash, for the Wash, Waka the Wash, will call, Yahweh, Allah, Barak, Yahweh, Allah, the Wash, blessing you, Yahweh, our Father, our Abraham, Isaac, our Jacob, Almighty Power, Most High Power, show mercy, bless you, Yahweh, show of Abraham, mighty Yahweh, forever, Yahweh, who receives the dead, who is comparable to you, King of eternity, cause death, his life, bless you, Yahweh, who gives life, to the dead, your holy Yahweh, your angel, and the holy ones, every day, praise you forever. Bless you, Yahweh, the power of the Lord, Hashem, Yahushua, Mashiach, Amen.
A psalm for the Shabbath day. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yahweh, and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to shoot forth thy loving kindness in the morning, and thy faithfulness every night. Upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon a psaltery, upon the harp with its solemn sound. No doubt, Yahweh, is making glad in thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands, Yahweh. How great are thy works, thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. Thou, Yahweh, O Most High forevermore. Below thine enemies, Yahweh, below thine enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt, like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. My eye also shall see my desire of my enemies, and my eyes shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar of Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of Allah. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourish. Shoot that Yahweh is upright. He is my rock. There is no unrighteousness in him. Hallelujah.
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 Hashem.
Yahushua, Mashiach. Amen.
Hallelujah means all praises. Yahweh. The Ali and Aleph. It is our duty to praise the Master of all, to ascribe greatness to the author of creation, who has not made us like the nations of the lands, nor placed us like the families of the earth, who has not made our portion like theirs, nor our destiny like all their multitude. For they worship vanity, emptiness, and pray to a God who cannot save, but we vow in worship and thank the Supreme King of Kings, the Holy One. Bless thee, He
who extends the heavens and establishes the earth, whose throne of glory is in the heavens above, whose power's presence is in the highest of heights. He is our God forever. Truly, He is our King. There is none else. As is written in the Torah, you shall know, take to heart this day, that Yahweh is Allah, the heavens above and on the earth below. There is no other. Hashem,
Hashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Mashiach,
Mashiach. This is the Ten Commandments.
Shema, Yahshua, Yahweh, Yahweh, Achor, Shema, Yahshua, Yahweh, Yahweh, Achor, Shema, Yahshua, Yahweh, Yahweh, Achor, Shema, Yahshua, Yahweh, Allah, Yahweh, Achor.
The original God the Lord. This is the Ten Commandments. Love and love thy neighbor. How? Anya. How? Yahweh. Bahayika. Shara. Shara. Shika. Rakasa. Rakasayam. Rakasayam. Yahayim. Ka. Yahayim. Heart. Yahayim. The Aisha. Ka. The soul. Wala'ah. The Ibadam. The Kurka, Hashem, Yahweh, Hashabah, the Kar, Ayahun, Hashabah, Lapidashun, Kabah, the Ah, the Rakazah, the Ah, the Ah, the Ah, the Ah, the Ah, the Ah, the Kor, the Ah, the Kabah, Paul, Hashabah, thank you. First greatest commandment, hear Israel, Yahweh, God, Yahweh is one. Let's know Yahweh thy God with all our heart, with all our soul, and fight. Second greatest commandment, Ra'ayta la'ata kama la'ata TORAH, on the island kama la'ata, la'ra'ayta kama la'ka Yahweh. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. Shall love thy neighbor as thyself. And Yahweh. This is Article 1, Asha'am, the word of the woman. Now Yahweh shall live in Bethany, the house of Simon. There came unto him a woman having alabaster box, a very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when the disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? But an ointment might have been sold for 300 pence for his wages, and given to the poor. When Yahweh understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath brought her Lord upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but we have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman is done so from the word of her. Hallelujah. 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 Hashem. Hashem. Yahshua. Yahshua. Mashiach. Mashiach.
All right, everybody. It's the water. Sticking with us in the Shabbath service. All praises to the Lord of Shema Mashiach Yahushua, Barakatam, and Shalom.